Hello guys, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, so today we're going to talk about some couple of things, and yeah, we're going to be talking about the audio tracking. That's what we're working on today, and I believe we have some ideas as to how we work with the audio from the last class. I believe we have some ideas. So yeah, so anyways, we're going to be talking. We're going to have an introduction to our audio track, how to adjust our audio track using audio transitions, and also adding music and sound effects and all of that. So let's get into Premiere Pro. Yeah. So by the ways, we are on the audio workspace over here. Initially, we actually work from either the effect workspace or the editing workspace, and what have we usually have them looking like this and all of that. But just in case you can't find where we are, if you come over here at the top of the screen, you can see all the workspaces that we have available for us. So I'll just go to the audio workspace and perhaps do some arrangements. Okay. All right. So this is what we have on the audio workspace, and we're going to work in some clips. And if you look down to this side here, we have some audio parameters on our mixer and all of that. So let me go ahead now. I have some couple of audios and some clips that I'm working on over here at the side of my screen. So I'm just going to copy them. Yeah, just copy them one after the other. Okay, over to the other side of our screen. Yeah, sorry, so a different sequence rather. So yeah, so what I actually did there was I added some tracks, I added some clips and all of that. I added some what's it called? I just copy and paste from this side of the screen to the other side. So I have everything out here already. Some a little bit of sound effects here and there. Let me just adjust this and put them up here. Just move them to the track. Okay, cool. All right. So I'll just go again and copy what I did initially. Control C, Control V. Yeah, moving them to a different moving into a different sequence, just like that, like that. And I'll take the sound from that video also to that clip, making sure that I am I'm copying and pasting right at the beginning of the clip so it doesn't lose its track. I'm doing this because okay, I've done that everything I need to do here on this sequence, but for the sake of the class, I have to like start over and all that. So if I play this, let me go ahead and remove this guy here. Let me take this guy out. So we'll have a smoother play and perhaps right click and nest this. Yeah. Okay. So I just call this main video. Main video. Okay. So you don't necessarily have to have it where I have it. You could get a complete clip or an edit and then work with it and stuff. But I have to nest this because I didn't want to get you guys confused. Okay. So one more thing is I might have to like try to fit my video frame set my frame to okay. Alright, I think it's actually fixed. Alright, I was going to set my frame to my frame size, right? Okay, cool. Let's see. Alright, I think everything is okay. Let me just try one more thing because I'm not so sure. Scale to frame. Okay. Alright, I think everything is okay. So you guys. Yeah, so I had to quickly render, like do a preview render, so our clip plays faster and stuff. So while this is playing, right, I just want you guys to take note of this side of our screen here. Yeah, notice how the parameters are moving and at what level they are moving and stuff. That's what I want you to get. I want to get how those things are moving over there. Stuff. Okay, so will not be focusing on the video aspect of this, basically on the audio. And what we have here is the audio mixer. Um, and this actually takes up all the audios that we're going to be working with in this project. So this side here takes up all the projects, all the audios that we're going to be working with on this project. So uh, I'll go ahead now and bring in my audio. I think I have a couple of audios here. Coming. Alright, I think if I don't know, perhaps I accidentally closed the sequence that I need to work with this. I'm gonna just go to the project and find it. Okay, so I think it should be around project 6, the sequence 4 rather. Yeah, find sequence 4. Okay, I think here. Alright, so there it is. So just come here and then grab this here, Ctrl C and paste it here. And so we have that extension. I have it's like an extra. It's an extra. What's it called? Like an extra soundtrack. So like an extra soundtrack that I have there. Yeah. So okay. So that actually just added now to our audio 2. So initially we didn't have anything playing in our audio 2. We only had audio 1 functioning, but now we have our audio 2 also functioning as at that point, as you can see there. So I think the other clips I have here, these are actually sound effects that I got from uh, Composer, Animation Composer and stuff. So you can get them too. If once you have your Animation Composer installed in your system, you can get those clips. So let me just get this here. Right, we'll fix them in as we go in the class. We'll fix the sound effects in as we go in the class. I just want you to arrange everything from start to finish right here with us. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we have our third audio. If you notice from this side here, we have our third audio or auditory playing at that side there. So, but just in case we do need to like bring in more audio tracks, we don't have it ending at a 3 actually. We can input more audio tracks around this side here. If when I click and I say add audio tracks, I get the number of audio tracks that I want to add in all of that. So I'm just go there and add. Okay, add tracks rather. Okay, so I get the number of tracks I want to add. So let's say 2 or 3. Okay, and say okay, and that gives me like it gives me more tracks to work with. So now I have audio 4, 5, and I can just keep adding as I can just keep adding as much as I want, and so I can just keep adding tracks as much as I want and all of that. So now I have like 6 audios, and so on and so forth. So I'm just let's just work with what we have basically. Yeah. So I'll just Control Z that. So yeah, so right now we just have 3 audio tracks that we're working with, but just in case you do need to work with more audio tracks, you can add and delete as you want. You can add and delete audio tracks as you want and stuff. I'll raise this up, yeah, so that we can see just the audio tracks, and because we're really not working with the videos and stuff. So anyways, so let's just get ahead with what we're working with. So we're going to be talking about this side of our audio, that's the mixer side of our audio, yeah, and also talking about the audio tracks here, yeah, a bit of it, but mainly around the audio track mixer here. So as you can tell, when we play our audio, this actually gives us some level of audio track. It actually gives us the level of our volume and stuff. So it's not about having the right mix and all of that. We need to make sure that our audios are balanced. And before we do that, I'll just go ahead and rename our audio so that we know, like, we're identifying the right audios that we are using. So for instance, in our audio one here, I'm just going to name this audio the main track. I'll call it main track, yeah. And our audio 2 right here, our A2, I'll make it a backup. It's a backup track. It's a backup track. And then track 3 here, I'll call that effects or sound effects, SFX track. Okay, cool. All right, so that's what I'm going to call that. While the last one here, as you can see, we have another mixer here and all that, so I can call that, I'll call that master, and I'll commit to you, like, why. Okay, it's not changing actually. So all right, so this is actually a master. I don't know why it's not changing, but this is actually a master track and all of that. This is actually a master track, and because it actually controls the other tracks and all of that, so it controls everything. So it has its own volume, and the volume here actually controls the volume of everything at the same time and all of that. So first of all, I think the first thing we need to do is to adjust our audio level on our track A2 rather, that's our backup track. We need to, like, bring down the volume a bit since it is a backup track. A1 here needs to be higher than it. So what I'm going to do is I just have to come down here and drag it down a bit, down to like -10. So it's clear. If you drag down, it reduces the level, the audio level, and right now it's reduced to -11.8 decibels and stuff. So I could just bring it down a bit and play. Alright, we could still hear it, so I'll still bring it down some more. Alright, still drag down. Okay, maybe just raise it a bit. Alright. Okay, cool. So from there, I actually reduced the sound of that, and perhaps I'll raise my audio one up a bit to like +3. That's 3.2 decibel, as it is right there. Okay. Alright, so we have both audios playing now, but at a very considerable audio level. and we simply did that from this side here. We simply did that from like adjusting these sliders that we have over here. And mind you, for our master over here, what it actually does is to increase or reduce the overall volume of our tracks. So I could just, okay, reduce everything. And so as you can see, it's reducing the entire the entire uh the entire video play basically. So it controls everything. So that's what a master does in this case here and stuff. Hope you get that. Okay, cool. So if you look up here at this side, you see some other parameters, the ms and r and stuff. But before I talk about the ms and r, right, I have to consider this. You make sure that your audio doesn't reach this level. I can't play it now because it's really loud, like you have to do that. Or you notice that our track is coming close to the top here when we play it and stuff, like where it start getting red at this point here. If I really raise it up or if it's really high, it really gets to that level where it's get red here. So that's actually something that we have to make sure doesn't happen. If not, we'll get too much noise and we won't be having very clean sound. So we have to make sure that whenever we're working with any audio, it doesn't get to that peak where it's red and all of that. We don't do that. Okay, cool. So up here at this side, we have our MSR, and this actually stands for mute. The M stands for mute as solo and R recording. And so if I click here on mute, right, it mutes this particular track. So what's playing right now, what you hear right now is your what you hear right now is your A2 and A3. Those are the tracks that are playing right now. Of course, we have muted A1. So I'll unclick that and then click on solo. Now this time what happens is the only thing that plays is the only thing that plays right now is your A1. That's your main track. The main audio track, that's what's playing right now. The others are actually kind of muted, like automatically they're muted because you've asked the program to just play this solo track here. Just play the solo, this main track on its own. So that's the only thing that plays here. So what we have here is the recording. Well, we're not going to do so much about the recording here because I think we've touched on it before. But if I may, just if I click on recording here, it means I talk, and while I talk also the voice gets recorded and all of that. Yeah, I believe we actually did touch on that in our previous class, and we talked about that in our previous class and how we could record and stuff. So all this is still very loud on our track 5. Okay, just came to see what I did here. I think I kind of like removed my sound effect from what I did here initially. So I'm just undo it so that I can bring it back. Let's see if I can bring it back. I hope I can. Alright, cool. So we have it back there. Yeah, I missed that. So go ahead and drag this thing below, down. Okay, so we have it at maybe 2030. Yeah, cool. Alright, so now it's moderate. We have everything playing stuff. Okay, cool. Now, one interesting thing I want to talk to you guys about here is this area here. If I drop down here, we have read, large, touch, and write. Yeah, so I think the read is actually the default mode. Alright, it's the default mode where I can just like I work in real time. Whatever level I drag my slider to, that's where it stays on the read and stuff. So it reads whatever it is I have here and all of that. So that's kind of cool. But then again, right here is quite interesting, because what it does is it takes notes, or it records the move of your level, or it records the position or the moves of my slider here. In other words, if I was to do that, you know what, I'm going to do it on this one here, on our backup track. That's our audio 2. I'm going to do that here. I'll take this mode down to right, and identify where I want it to be high and where I want it to be low, and then you notice that this particular mode records my sound movement. So I'll go ahead and play it, but at some point I'll raise it up and I'll bring it down, and and stuff. Okay, cool. So what actually happened there is, if you notice around here, the level is actually changing, because it's recorded my movement. It's actually recorded my movement over here. So that's what's happening. So yes, so yeah, and also what we actually does is there's sort of add keyframes to it. I'll hold on my alt and scroll by here to expand this so I can see some things. Yeah. So if I double click here, I'll see a keyframe that shows up at this side here. That was too much scroll down. Okay, give me some. Sometimes this stuff can be hard to get to. Alright, so there's this keyframe here. If I click on it, I could go to keyframe volume. So I'll see the keyframes that have actually been created from that movement that I made there, the up and down movement. So the adjustments I made on the volume was actually affected there. The adjustment I made there was actually affected there.